Hello.
I'm Alex.
And I'm Katharina.
And we welcome you to Renaissance Swag TV Episode 8, live from the comfy couch.
Now, we know Mama's Rules always said, don't talk about politics, or money, or religion at the dinner table or the comfy couch. But we might forgo this one. Sorry, Mama.
And the reason being is because we notice a pattern and a trend that's very prevalent among the world's most practiced cultures, faith, and religion. And that's the premise of sacrifice and discipline. And we notice it with the Lent season in Christianity, with Yom Kippur in Judaism, with Ramadan in Islam, and there's definitely tons of other practices out there that emphasize sacrifice and discipline and how that ties into your spiritual worthiness.
Take that word, sacrifice. What do we think of? Limitation, restriction, lack, giving up something. All these things that we have to slice in half, cut out, and throw away.
Right.
Why? Why are we focusing on these negative things and trying to fix them when we could flip it around, think about the opposite, and talk about giving, talk about abundance, talk about benevolence, doing something that you're giving to not just you, but to yourself. So, speaking of my beautiful mother, she would always tell me growing up, Katharina, it's not about what you put in, but what comes out. So, the testimony of your being isn't just about, you stopped chewing gum, or you put this in your body, this types of food, and because you're going to be a virtuous person now. No. The testimony of being a virtuous person is about the purity that comes out of you, the kindness that you dole out, the sweetness that you give to yourself, and the thoughts that you think of, because that is what it's really all about. It doesn't matter, and maybe it does to some people, but it doesn't really matter so much, the types of foods you're eating if you're gossiping or you're cheating or you're being malicious with what you're saying to yourself and others. How many times do we think of negative things about ourselves? Just not serving.
Right. And one of our favorite books is The Alchemist, and one of the line is, it's not what enters men's mouth that is evil, it's what comes out of it that is. And
like my mom's quote.
Exactly. And listen, we're all about sacrifice when it comes to achieving those big, audacious goals in your life, because you have to give up to get something greater, right? But I think we're more talking about, there's certain dietary restrictions or cultural practices that maybe if they're not in alignment with you and you're questioning, why do I have to cut this out? This doesn't make me feel as spiritual, right? Maybe instead of looking at the self-improvement world, right? Anytime we want to improve something about ourselves, we always look at what's wrong with us, right? And I think instead of saying, these are the habits I have to break that aren't serving me, that's great, recognizing and being aware of it, but you can also approach the problem saying, what's something that I can add to my life? And we're not going to give a laundry list of great things that you can add to your life, because it's all different for all of us, but it can be in addition to your self-care practice, and a more positive addition to your nutrition regimen, to your workout regimen, even if it's just supporting a friend and calling them on the phone to say hello and haven't talked to them for a year, right? So we just wanted to challenge the status quo a little bit, and instead of thinking about what you can give up, think about what you can give and bring to the table, to others and yourself.
So we challenge you, and we're challenging ourselves to kind of rethink some of the, traditions that we've all been kind of programmed and ingrained to do, but let's bring some more positive additions to our own lives and to those around us. So on that note, we all wish you a wonderful week, and we look forward to hearing you on our social media accounts, on our blog at www.renswag.com for short. Renaissance Swag for the whole deal.
And make sure you can subscribe to our weekly updates.
Yes.
Get on our email list, and it's always fun connecting with everyone on Facebook and Instagram, seeing your pictures.
Right.
But until then,
we'll see you next week.
Exactly, and have a wonderful week. Ciao,
ciao.
Ciao.
Like I was just saying.
How did you just go from news anchor to giggling? Scary, Christy?
No, I just got the giggle.